Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our first America's Got Talent reaction to the live shows. Clearly, Jess is excited.
There's some good stuff tonight. I am excited. This is a good lineup.
There's some good stuff. There's some bad stuff. There's some stuff that's kind of in between. We almost saw someone die off of a wheel of fire. We also saw Sofia Vergara basically deliver the line of the season, and I don't want to watch you and see you die to Brett Loudermilk.
Yep.
This was a fun show overall. We're going to get into all the acts. Before we do, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you can support us further by checking those links in the description to the store and also our Patreon. Check out all the tiers of benefits that we have there as well.
All right, let's start with Pork Chop Review. So for me, this was a no, but I mean, I wasn't into this act to begin with because they hadn't shown me anything I hadn't already seen. With dogs, it was just pigs, and for me, if you're gonna bring an animal act, you have to bring something new. And we had the pigs deciding not to cooperate, and also it just felt very slow.
Okay, this is the thing.
They're cute though.
They're cute. I like pigs. I think it's a fun act at a state fair, and I think it's really just they had to put them through. It was so unique, and it was funny, and it was kind of silly, and I never thought it was gonna be good in the live shows. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad, but that one pig just wasn't having it. It was just like, nope, I'm not doing that trick.
Okay, we gotta talk about Feng-E, and I hope I'm saying his name right because, man, the first time that I saw him, I was kind of lukewarm on him. I am all in on him now. He just wailed on that ukulele. He's so rock and roll. I love the story of his dad saying, if you play the ukulele, we can do some Legos, and trying to find a fun way to help his son through this. And man, that mashup of those two songs, Smoke on the Water and the Seven Nation Army, was so good. So good.
I love the staging of it. I thought that I know it wasn't in Universal Studios Hollywood, but it was on the other side of the world. It was still so freaking cool. And
so good.
he is ridiculously talented. I love almost everything about this performance. It's really hard to come in and watch something like that and have any complaints. I just wish someone gave me that sort of incentive to play with Lego when I was a kid. Like
It was so cute. I love that story. What a good dad.
Yeah, I had a Lego R2-D2 once. I think that was my finest achievement in Lego life. That kid's with all the skill he's built up, he's probably got like a palace full of Lego.
He's incredible. I cannot wait to see him go through because I feel like he's gonna.
He better.
Okay, let's talk about Shakira Mcgrath. She is someone that I really, really like. I think she has a gorgeous voice. I just think she's gorgeous in general. And I loved her audition so much. I understand where they were kind of like, oh, we wish you went back to country after we saw her perform again. I wish that she had gone back to country too. And now she's gone back to country, but I was wishing that it was a more upbeat song because that first audition she gave was so good.
Song choice is a bit of a problem for me with this show tonight because I do think that, what hurts the most, this is a country song that every single person who lives in about half of the country has heard 1,000 times. I just think Shakira, one of her greatest skills is fun, and like she makes you want to dance, and her enthusiasm and her personality, and yeah, she has a great voice, and she showcased that, but I do think she lost a little bit of the fun, and I think she lost a little bit of her personality in this, and that's where she shines to me. I still think she might go through, but I think we've seen better in her audition.
Okay, then we have Simon and Maria, who just have this gorgeous, energy about them. Yeah. And for me, their performance felt like it was kind of broken into two parts because when they were inside Mel's diner, I felt like they were really restricted with what they were able to do. And then as soon as they were outside, I was like, all right, this is the Simon Maria that I've seen, that I love, that I know, that's just killing it and using the whole space that they had. So it was kind of like beginning, I felt a little but then it was great.
It was fun. I like the two of them. I like their energy. I like their enthusiasm. I like that they did take advantage of the location. I do agree that the part of Mel's Diner wasn't as good as the part outside of it, but I will say that the problem I have with ballroom kids on this show in general is that I feel like a lot of them tend to blend together. I think they are better than most, but I'm still waiting for that next gear. Like, they have to deliver something so original that they make me never think of any other ballroom kids on this franchise again. And they're not there yet. They're kind of on the fringe of an act I want to see go through.
Okay, we have Frenchie Baby, who's someone that I really like, and I liked him from the get-go. And it's not just sort of his story of his family and stuff like that. Like, all that is important, and of course it endears him to me, but I just love contortionists. I think they're really cool. I loved his music choices. I thought that was really, really good. I mean, really good. And I loved all the act that he actually put together tonight. But then when it went all like virtual reality, there's all these like flying cars, I completely got distracted from what he was doing. It took me away from Frenchie Baby, and I didn't like that at all because I'm here to see him and I want to see him. And then it was like, why is this car flying? What is happening over here? And he's over here doing all this magic, like, with his body. So, yeah, that's how I felt.
It's hard because I like Frenchie Baby's uniqueness. I like his look. I like his style. I could never do 1% of what he does. And, yeah, I do think the staging was a little bit distracting. And, you know, at times, I couldn't differentiate all of the moves in this performance from his audition. Maybe that is just because I don't know this style of movement very well, and it may be very well different. Like, I still am in awe of his talent, but I don't think America's unfortunately going to put him through because there's such kind of this like gross out factor with contortionists in the first place where they never, ever get the respect they deserve.
I love them, so yeah, I hope people are going to put him through. Okay, we also have Bella and Elise Knox. So here's an act that I actually didn't end up liking that much, and it was kind of shocking to me, actually, that I didn't like it because I love danger acts, and it was just felt like she was going to kill herself a couple of times in this act where, you know, she kind of tripped on that rope and I thought, okay, she's going to die right here. And then after she blindfolded and she was so wobbly. I don't know if that's supposed to be part of their act, but if it is, it actually just made me really uncomfortable to watch. I like danger acts that I feel the element of danger, but I don't think that they're unpolished and they're not going to make it through alive. I'm not here to watch somebody fall on the concrete and smash their face open.
This is tough for me because I am a big Bella and Annalise Knox fan. I watched them on Britain's Got Talent, the champions. They did very well over there, and this wasn't as good as some of the performances that they did over there. I mean, it sounds like Annalise had like 24 hours to kind of get this together after her dad got hurt. And I think you can take that into consideration, but at the same time, what you see is sort of what you get on a show like this. You know, not everybody can just sort of use that as saying, okay, well, that's why things weren't necessarily 100% polished. But I can't really separate myself fully from what I've seen them do in the past, and I think Bello is so enthusiastic, and I think his personality helps a lot. I'm impressed by Annalise's bravery. It was not perfect. I still like them. I still think they have a chance to move forward, but I do believe there are probably people out there like you, because she had a couple of really close calls, that might be just kind of wary about putting them through this again.
Yeah, and I've never seen them before. This is really my only time I've ever seen them, because even their like virtual audition was in a flash. And for me, the biggest thing that I thought was the most impressive was that they constructed that themselves. That wheel was wild.
Maybe they should audition as engineers.
It was amazing. Okay, Roberta Battaglia. Have I said it right?
Battaglia, yeah, you got it.
Perfect.
There you go.
Okay, my girl from Toronto, also from Toronto, Canadian too over here. We're both dual citizens, so we have a little bit of, hometown for me. So it was really nice to see her back again. Her voice is still gorgeous. This wasn't my favorite song, just in general. It's not her, it's just the song is not my favorite, but it didn't matter. Whatever she sings, it's just so gorgeous.
I think Roberta's incredibly talented. I think she's got a great voice. I think she's got a lot of versatility. I wish she didn't do this song. I feel like I've heard this song like a million times, and you say it's a good song, but it is a ultimate singing show song. Right here, almost everyone do it, and I do think she did one of the best renditions of it that I've heard, and I do think that she's worthy of moving to the next round because she's got unlimited potential, and I still think she has one of the best vocals on the entire seasons to date.
Yes.
So I don't think her voice really struggled at all. I wish it was a different song, but I'm still very happy that she's here, and I hope that she continues to be here.
Okay, Michael Yo. Okay, listen, the first time around, I was kind of lukewarm on Michael, but he killed it tonight. I was laughing so hard at his whole bit about being in the labor room with his wife. It was all smiles through that whole thing. He really deserves to go through. Michael, you did an awesome job tonight.
This really was one of my favorites of the night, and I was not. I knew he could be funny. Like I liked his first audition, but I just thought there was a different like about him, and I don't know if that is a consequence of after going through something so serious like what he's gone through, that it just sort of made him feel like he could live in the moment and be a little bit more just loose. But he just felt loose. He felt like he was fun, and I thought that was infectious, and that kind of got me really on board what he was doing. And I like sort of just his back and forth. His material was really, really good, and I just think in general he was really, really funny. And it's hard doing comedy when you only have like 4 people and a bunch of weird virtual people as the audience.
Right? And also, to give even more sort of like context, I got stung in the arm by a wasp 3 hours before watching this, so I was already really stale. But he totally put a smile on my face, so that was awesome.
Let's also add that she got stung in a wasp while indoors, which is officially the most 2020 thing to have ever happened. Like, it really is. It's like, what else is going to happen? It wasn't murder hornets, but it was wasp indoors.
It still sucked.
It did suck. Oh, okay, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Just go move forward.
Okay, Double Dragon. I love these two. Their voices slap. It's so good. This whole... their whole routine, their personalities, I love their voices. Song choice, where they, sang a little bit in English, a little bit in Spanish. They added a little bit of this sort of in the middle where they were kind of rapping a little bit about their experiences and being IGT. This was so much better than their first performance, and I like their first performance a lot because I like all of this, their energy, I like their voices, but I didn't like sort of the campiness of the song choice, of their first song choice. This felt like just a big Vegas type show.
Okay, I will be fair to Double Dragon.
Okay, you can see yourself out
no,
already.
I'm not. I was going to start this with the second, speaking of things that suck, but that would not be fair because I don't think that they suck, and I just realized that would be mean, and I would feel bad because I don't think they suck. I think they are fun. I do not think their voices are incredible. I think they have great...
How dare you?
They have great range, and they have a lot of power.
Yes,
but I don't think they know how to control it fully. And it gets it gets a little bit crazy. But I will say this about them. Like, they are crazy, and they're loud, and, but I do like a lot of America's Got Talent acts that do embrace the camp. And they're silly, and you do want to hang out with them, and they seem like really, really fun people. Like, they're not an act that I would personally go to pay to see if I was given a list of all these people on the show tonight, but I do think that I enjoy watching them, and I don't know what they're going to do next. So that's the best thing I can say about them. I don't think that they're bad. I think they're fun. I don't necessarily need to see them again.
That's all right. I'll be your cheerleader.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, Brett Loudermilk. Okay, so Brett is somebody that I really liked the first time around. This time around, I still liked him, but it did feel a little bit almost like what Simon said in the first time around, that a lot of the act that I enjoyed was his back and forth with, Sophia, and I loved that, and her being kind of nervous, and him, he's just the thing about his act that is so good is that he is able to sort of be spontaneous on the spot, go with the flow with stuff, and that's great. That is what makes him as good as he is. So bringing her back up there again, I was just kind of like, okay, is this where it is going to be going for the whole thing, where Sophia does need to be part of his act? Because I kind of feel like if he had just had Heidi be part of the act, then I wouldn't be feeling like that. But I think Simon put that nonsense in my head, and now like I'm like, oh, is that really true? I mean, I don't think it's true, because I think he is very talented, and the trick he did tonight was really, really rad.
I like this one a lot. Like I like this one better than the first one, and I do hear you. He is reliant on Sophia in a way, but I kind of like that he yells at the judges. He's kind of like Billy Eichner, and but doing magic and sword swallowing. Like he's yelling. I think it was at Heidi. I only have 4 minutes. Like it was just He's just really professional in that way. And I know it's ironic saying professional when he's yelling at a judge, but he's really comfortable in his skin. And I think the trick he did was really underrated, where it's like,
it was good.
He swallowed that sword, but I don't think he's going to get credit. Like, I don't think he's going to go through, because I think people don't like sword swallowers, and they're not going to realize, like, how difficult that is. He swallowed a sword with a card on it and pulled it out. I don't care how the trick was done. That was rad.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I don't want to pull apart his trick, but I had felt like he probably swallowed that card when the thing exploded, because as soon as it exploded, we all looked over here. So I'm sure he was able to, it was
probably
gone, but it was still cool. It doesn't even matter how he did it. Okay, so the last person we're going to talk about, of course, is Archie Williams. He closed out the show. His voice is still very, very, very good. The beginning of the song was a little bit strange, but as it went on, it started to really complement his voice. He has a really nice voice.
Archie's voice is really, it's soothing and emotional, and
soothing.
It's got that like storytelling quality to it. I think he's not going to be thought of as a traditional singer in some ways. He has a lot of breaks in his voice, and you could tell that there were some nerves there when he was singing, but there's just something so earthly about how he sings that it draws you in. It makes you really become attached to what he's doing. I think he's probably a contender to win this show. I would not be surprised if he does. I think people are going to be behind him. And yes, I know a part of it is his story, but his story informs who he is and how you become attached to his music. And that is a part of life. And I do love Archie as a singer, and I'm excited to see what he does next, because he will be back to have something more.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, well, that'll conclude our America's Got Talent reaction for the top 11, but let's hear from you guys, well, at least this top 11, of what is, I believe, many, many performance shows to come. But who did you like the most? Share in the comments, and give us a like, subscribe, and support us further. Check those links to the store, to our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.